Action 2, 3.
If your picky eater does this too, stick around. We're going to talk about what that is and why it happened, and what you can do to make it more successful next time. I'm Talia, a kids dietitian, and I work with picky eaters just like those two. Now, what you just saw there is a very anxious reaction to the food that was being placed in front of them. If this was my client, this is how I would coach the parent to do things a little bit differently to be more successful next time. The first thing I noticed, which is what a lot of people said in the comments, was that they were on their tablets. So that definitely doesn't help the situation, because the situation was the children were really surprised that they were getting something completely different for dinner. Now, if these kids are truly only used to eating chicken nuggets and pizza, giving them something like soup and bread is not going to help them be successful because it's so different. So the first thing I would do in this situation is rewind it and not put them on their tablets, and instead have them help you in the kitchen so that they are aware of what is being made for dinner. This also gives you a chance to introduce it to them before it shows up on their plate for the first time. Something else that a lot of commenters said was to put a reliable or a safe food on their plate as well, which is very helpful. But then a lot of people were saying that their child will only eat the reliable food. So if that's the case, there are a whole host of other strategies that we would employ if we were working together. But yes, I do recommend having some sort of a reliable food on the plate so that the child is not so surprised. We don't want them feeling like they cannot eat anything and they cannot be successful with a meal, especially if they are legitimately hungry, which they most likely are. My newest client has a 3-year-old who was also having similar style meltdowns whenever something was given that they didn't want. And they would also be bargaining with the parent. I'll have a few bites of this if you give me something else that I really want. Now, we've only had a couple of calls together, but their daughter has been much more successful without having massive meltdowns and without bargaining. And she's been more willing to try new foods and new combinations. These are the strategies that I help my clients with, and I also have online courses that help walk you through them. So let me know if your child is also having these like massive meltdowns or bargaining with you at meal times because they want something else.